All righty. Good afternoon, good evening. Thank you all for being here. It is the fourth and final workshop of the spring semester. Thank you all for being here. I'm so excited to dive in and dump into the topic for this evening. I'm going to email my colleague Emily with the YouTube link to share with everyone. But yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a mentor this semester. It's been so great just getting to work with you all, getting to know you all, having you here in this, building this community. It's so sweet. Introduce yourself in the comment section. We're going to get started momentarily. Yeah, I've had a good day today. It's been a good Thursday. It's nice and sunny in Austin. The weather's nice. I feel pretty lucky to be living here. Hopefully you're having good weather wherever you are all at. Just pulling up my notes. Texting Emily now. Okay, so yeah, we're getting started in just a couple minutes. It's the final workshop. I don't know, I'm being goofy. It's the final workshop of the semester. Welcome, all new people arriving. Please introduce yourself in the community chat section. In the community chat, the comment section. Yeah, and share anything fun you got planned for the rest of the spring and summer. I'd love to learn if y'all have any fun May plans. I know for me, I'm getting married. So I'm excited about getting married in June. I've been dating my fiance for a long time, 10 years. It'll be a 10-year anniversary. Yeah, introduce yourself in the comment section. We'd love to know who's here. We'd love to know who is watching. Love to know if y'all have any fun plans for the rest of the spring or the summer. And by the way, this is my big juggy gallon of water. It helps me be accountable for hydrating myself the way I should be every day. I don't know. It's a healthy thing. I like doing it. It's fun. But it is officially 6 o'clock here in Austin, Texas, 7 on the East Coast, 4 on the West Coast, 5 in Colorado. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a mentor this semester. It has been great working with you all. I've really enjoyed this semester. It's been a really great semester. I'm actually pleasantly surprising, and we've had more mentors reach out to us about our executive mastermind group than we have had in any past semester, which is so cool to be able to expand our program beyond just the higher ed program in Delta Mu Delta, but to mastermind groups, to all these different things. It's been so cool. So how many people I've been able to get to know, how many mentors I've been able to get to know on a more personal basis from that. So it's been so cool. But hey, Donna from Noonan, Georgia. Welcome. Thanks for introducing yourself. Yeah, it's been so great. I feel so lucky that I've been able to get to know so many mentors this semester, and it's so great. And I'm so grateful to have had you as a mentor this past spring semester. It has a really big impact on students' lives. So let's dive in. The topic for today is going to be all about, really what we're going to talk about is how to continue your relationship with your student even after the formal program is over, how to help your student find fulfillment through what they're going through right now in their lives, and the questions that can help stimulate this conversation, and then the final step of the program for this semester. So just remember to input your feedback on your dashboard. There's a little feedback session, post-program assessment. Would love to learn how the program impacted you, impacted your student, just impacted your experience. Would love to learn your feedback. Just go into your dashboard. It should take a couple minutes. Would love to learn your thoughts on the program. Please share it. And yeah, if you're interested in engaging with us on a deeper level, so obviously we'd love to have you again as a mentor next semester. Please sign up. We need mentors. It's always amazing having mentors. Please sign up again in the fall. But if you'd like to engage on a deeper level, maybe you think like, oh, my company would love to have a mentor program, or I would love to be in a mastermind group to connect with other leaders who are going through similar things as me. I would love to connect. Reach out to Emily at support@ambition-in-motion.com. I would love to learn about what you're doing, learn about your team, see if you might be a fit for a group, and bring you on board and just engage with you on a deeper level, because we know that if you're interested in being a mentor to students, more likely than not, you are interested in growing yourself as a leader too. And it's so cool to connect with people that are just so growth mindset and so growth oriented. It's a really, I feel very lucky that I get to interact with so many people that are so growth oriented. So let's dive in. The fun part that I love is going through the 3 keys of success as a mentor. The 3 keys of success, being success in really anything, but as a mentor especially, is honing your strategy, story, and your state. And I said them in reverse order of importance. Essentially, when I say honing your state, I mean physically, how are you? How are you feeling? What is going on with your world? How are you doing? And it can change, they can vary, there can be ups and downs. I know for me being an entrepreneur, there's a lot of up and downs, an emotional roller coaster. But if we can do things that can stimulate us to more or less be on our ups more than we are on our downs, we're much more likely to give a positive impact on the people that we're interacting with. So what I love to do is I love to have everybody stand up, and for the next 30 seconds, I would love for everybody to shake it out, dance it out, let it loose, kick it out, get your head moving, get your body moving. And then at the end of it, scream at the top of your lungs, because it gets your endorphins firing, gets your body moving, gets your blood pumping, and it puts you in a state conducive for being successful. It's a really fun change agent, change habit. If you've done it with me every time, thank you. It's amazing. You don't make me feel like such a weirdo for doing it. And if you haven't done it before, I would love to have you do it with me. So on the count of 3, I'm going to have everybody stand up, shake it out, let it loose, let it go. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Shake it out, shake it loose, let it go, let your head go. Get the legs moving, get the body moving, do the jumping jacks, get them up, get them out, shake it loose, shake it out, get the head going, get the body going. I want you to scream at the top of your lungs on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Let it out, let it loose, let it go. How was that? How did everybody do it? Hey, Dr. Ron Morris, thanks for being here. Hey, Michael, thanks for being here. And by the way, Emily will reach out to you about the student match. But yeah, so good to have you here. So good to see everybody. By the way, thanks for commenting in the comment section. I love seeing that. So the second core key to being a successful mentor is honing your story. What is the story you tell yourself for why you will or will not be successful in any given circumstance? So whether we're talking about going in to playing a sport, or going into an interview, or going into a scenario where you're meeting somebody new for the first time, or meeting a student for mentorship, what is the story you tell yourself? Why will you either be not successful, or why will you be successful? Whatever story you tell yourself, that is what you're going to manifest, no matter what. So if you tell yourself, oh, I'm going to be a great mentor, I'm going to be impacting the student in this way, and that way, and this way, and that way, amazing. You're much more likely to actually achieve that. But if you say, oh, I couldn't possibly be a mentor, I signed up, I don't know if I could possibly give impact, I don't know if I could be helpful to anybody else. If you tell yourself that, you will achieve that outcome. You're going to manifest the story you tell yourself. So what I really want to focus you all on doing is a story for why you're going to be a great mentor, even beyond the semester, even beyond the spring semester. I would love to learn, what about you as a mentor? Why are you going to be such a great mentor long beyond the actual semester? Post in the comment section. I would love to learn more. I'm going to take a water break. And the last component to being successful as a mentor, and really successful in anything, is honing your strategy. Now, I'm going to provide some strategy and tips, but even when you think about anything else that you do in your life, whether it be at a job, or whether it be meeting somebody new, or whether it be anything that you do, and if you've maybe not found success before in the past, what are new things you can try to maybe achieve a different outcome. I'm a big experimenter. I'm a big advocate of taking an experimental approach to figuring out what is the best way to do something. Why? Because if we're not experimenting, we're not learning. And if we're not learning, we're dying. So we got to be growing. We got to be all about growing and developing and learning. So what is a strategy we can develop to be a great mentor? Fortunately, you've got these workshops. We're going to talk about some great strategies we can use today. So the first thing I want to talk about is building your relationship and continuing your relationship with your student even after the spring semester is over. So one of the things that I love to do is to schedule a call for over the summer, schedule 2 calls for over the summer, maybe even schedule a couple calls over the summer and 1 even into the fall, but put the calendar invite on the calendar. If you don't put it on the calendar, very unlikely to actually happen. If you say, oh, I'll give you a call or shoot me a text whenever you want it, not likely to happen. Put the meeting on the calendar, much more likely to actually happen. And by scheduling the meeting, you're conveying that you want this relationship to last. The next question I love to ask to continue the relationship is I love to ask students, how can I help you next semester? So you're going into the fall, maybe you are going into your senior year, maybe you're going to your junior year, maybe you're going to your sophomore year, maybe you're about to graduate. How can I help you even beyond this semester? It's a great question to ask. And by the way, some students may not know. This is by this time, ideally, you've built enough of a bond and a rapport with them that you're able to actually identify some things. Maybe you're like, hey, I know Jenny, she works at XYZ company. I know that you're interested in this industry. Would you like me to introduce you to? Bam, that's a great way to broach that gap. And by the way, they're going to love you and appreciate you for it. That's where that guidance can be so critical, is when you can really help them expand their network, because they don't really have a network. A lot of times students don't really have a network. They're just starting out. So if you can help them, that can be so vital and huge to them developing as young professionals. Yeah, so those are like the big things that I love to ask students, is to see how I can help beyond just the semester. Maybe it's doing a mock interview. Maybe it's reviewing their resume. Maybe it's reviewing the cover letter.Maybe it's reviewing their strategy for pursuing new opportunities. Whatever it may be, I love seeing how I can help and proposing ways that I can help and letting them say, hey, I like that idea, or maybe I don't like that idea. And it's okay if you don't like the idea, but it's always great to put ourselves out there and see. The next segment that I love to cover is how to help your student find fulfillment in their work. There are 5 core questions I like to ask to help a student identify that. But before we dive into that, I am going to see if y'all have any questions, comments in the comment section. That's amazing. Donna, thank you for sharing. I love that you're a good mentor because you're empathetic and compassionate. That is so true. That is so powerful. Empathy, compassion, that is so critical to being a great mentor. Thank you so much for sharing. That's so sweet. I love that. So there are 5 core questions that I love to ask a student to help them find fulfillment. The first question I like to ask is, what rewards await you for moving through this challenge? I love to ask that question because what it does is it helps your student identify, what are the things that I'm doing this for? Why am I doing all of this? And so sometimes it can be so easy to get caught up in the motions of like, I have to do this and I have to do that. I have to do this and I have to do that, because we've been conditioned from some other older influential person in our life that we must do this thing. So if we can help them actually verbalize what rewards await me from moving through this challenge, that can help us clarify, like, why the heck am I actually even doing this thing? So the second question I like to ask is, what will be the cost of failing to work through this challenge? This is a great question to ask, because if you can identify the cost of failing to work through the challenge, we know what risks are on the line. Is it not that big of a deal? If it's not that big of a deal, unlikely we're going to accomplish it, because there's not much holding us to that goal. The third question I like to ask is, what might be the impact of your actions? Like, if we actually take an action and we follow through on this thing, what might be the impact? What are other subsequent impacts? So like, if I, let's say, decide that I'm going to pursue this job that I know is going to require a lot from me from a time perspective, what's going to be the impact of my actions? Maybe I have less family time. Maybe I don't have as much friend time. Maybe I am able to live in a house that is much nicer because I'm earning a lot more money. I don't know. What are the other subsequent impacts from taking a certain action? Help your student identify that and really verbalize it and just lay it all out, so then they can really do a proper analysis of whether or not this is something they want to pursue or not. The fourth question I love to ask is, what will be the impact of not taking any action? This is very similar to the cost question, but it really helps drive home, if I don't act, what's going to happen? And that's something where that's ideally where it's something that's real. Let me put it in a different way. It's easier to maintain the status quo and do nothing than it is to actually make a change. So what can we do to get off the status quo and onto a change? And the fifth question I like to ask is, what are you willing to commit to so that you can make a change? That's something that where it's difficult, but if you're forcing your student to actually commit to something, even something small, you're much more likely to get there. I'm a big fan of Atomic Habits, and essentially what it says is small things done every day are going to net big results. So if we can get our students to commit to doing something small every single day, they're going to achieve big results. And that's one of the biggest, those are some of the big questions I love to ask students to help them find fulfillment. So do y'all have any questions about those strategies? If so, please post them in the comment section. The last thing I want to touch on, please complete the post-program assessment. It's on your dashboard. Just go to ambitioninmotion.com, log in on the student program. You should be able to see it there. We'd love to get your feedback on the program. Also, like I said earlier, if you are interested and you think, man, I would love to have this mentor program in my company, or I'd love to be a part of the executive mastermind group, please reach out. I love to chat. I love to learn more about your situation and see if you might be a fit for our group and just more ways that we can engage on a deeper level. But overall, it's been a pleasure working with you all. Seriously, this impacts students' lives. I think I gave some statistics earlier in the semester, but I believe it was students who have a mentor are nearly 3 times more likely to thrive than students who do not have mentors. Yeah, actually, that's it. And students who have mentors are 32% more likely to be engaged in their work compared to students who do not have mentors. The point is having mentors are critical. And you may think, oh, I've only met, a few times, handful of times over the course of the semester. Like, was this really impactful? Was it not? At the end of the day, sometimes that impact may not manifest itself for years. Sometimes there's something that you say that sticks with that student that you don't even think about twice, but in reality, it has a massive impact on their success and their life moving forward. So there's a lot of benefit from being a mentor. I'm just grateful that you took the time to be one this semester. I'd love to have you as a mentor again in the fall. But if y'all don't have any questions, it's been a pleasure working with you. I'm so grateful to have had you all here. Thank you all for your time. Thank you all for working with us. I love to re-engage again for the next semester and in any other way. So please don't hesitate to reach out. I love to learn more about you and what you're doing, and I love to like I said, have you again as a mentor next semester. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. Oh, I love that, Donna. Thank you for sharing that guidance. I love that how mentors have impacted your life too. That's so sweet. Thank you for sharing. But anyways, thank you all for being here. This has been wonderful, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your semester. If you've got any questions about anything, please reach out to support@ambition-in-motion.com. That's my colleague, Emily. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being amazing. Thanks for being a mentor. I appreciate you.